And oh yeah, to give you some other flavour, so you don't just think, okay, that means Fnatic must be the best, or SK must be the best, or Navi must be the best. The reason it's an interesting debate is because let's look at the other two teams. Well, I mean, while we've just got some time still. MTW, in my opinion, MTW actually played in the most dominant year of Counter-Strike ever, and they were the best team by like a decent margin in that year. So that's like super impressive in and of itself, and they could beat all of the other teams. There was nobody had their number and was a favourite against them. That's like crazy impressive. And then to just give you another reason is to, I mean, what's funny is every one of the teams, same as what I found in my article, every single one of the teams was the best in a different area. So you couldn't like definitively say one was the best. You had to sort of go on your own criteria of what you liked the best. So for example, just to close it up, for Pentagram, they've obviously won the most majors. So I mean, that in itself is kind of super impressive. And as a side note, actually, Navi are the ones chasing them because Navi have 4 majors and FX have 5.
Yeah, by the way, this is live.
Game is live.
So
Navi
just
CT
standard
side.
playing inner. Yeah, I don't really know. I guess WinFakt picks CT on Tuscan, or I don't know. That's really weird. Maybe they flip a coin for it, like you love. Yeah, Navi just playing a standard pistol. Edward up in tower. Markloff alley. Starkstein, Zeus playing inner from really far back. Just getting info. WinFakt is actually looking towards the inner site right now. They're going to run right into Zeus and Starks.
Zeus is just raping them at that lower area. They're just spamming them with bullets. Starks, rather.
Yeah, Starks actually made a really nice play by running up far.
And these kills are really clean right now.
Yeah, that's
Lurpus
actually
is
really
fast pushing the rotator. It's probably too late. Yep, too late at this point. And here's the problem, is that not only, I mean, obviously Navi are the ones who have to win this map, but Navi are already rolling, so now is when the big problem is, because when I was saying before about how if it was WinFakt who started CT and they got like 10 rounds or 9 rounds, then at least they could think like, okay, so we have less pressure, like we only have to get a few rounds on our T side, we don't have to get like tons, so maybe they could do it then. Whereas I think it's worse for them to have to go CT second if Navi gets their big run, because then the pressure on them every single round is just monstrous.
Yeah, I think the good thing about that pistol, by the way, was that they got bombed down, so they'll actually be able to buy like a full buy on this 3rd round. But right now they're just going slow on the Glock pistol.
If you're WinFakt, the big problem as well is as soon as you start getting raped or really owned and outclassed on this map, the temptation is going to be there on a subconscious level to start thinking, well, I mean, keep trying, but I mean, if we lose this, we're still in the 3rd map, so we can win then, which is not what you want to think. You have to go balls out to try and win on this map.
Yeah, I mean, their best chance right now is to win on this map. I don't see them wanting to go to Inferno. The past result was they got 16-3'd on this map, and I mean, I know they've been practicing and improving it, but...
Well, plus we even saw SK couldn't get, like, monster runs against Navi.
Yeah.
Navi was still taking rounds here and there, you know, so it's going to be very tough, I think, to play them on Inferno now.
Oh, they're actually saving again. Going for
But they get 1 kill. Now, Gigatus has a FAMAS. Well, he did have a FAMAS.
Base is back of the bomb train. Oh, wow.
Oh, Markov loses the AWP. And Edward actually holds. So now Lurpus has stolen the AWP.
They're actually in a
weird
weird
probably
position
be worth
right now.
saving this. I mean, obviously they're going to wait because they've got so much time. It's worth seeing if you can kill 1 more.
That's what I'm talking about, though. They actually like used the Glock pistol to...
Lol, Starix almost shot his teammate there. He actually... It's one of those scenarios where you sometimes think like... Well, let's just see if he kills this guy first. It's one of those scenarios where you think like, wow, if he'd actually like had amazing aim there, he'd have killed his teammate. But I've also noticed when your teammate runs out like that, you tend to miss more often, because I think your brain subconsciously is like, whoa, just maybe pull that to the left a little bit.
Doesn't work for me, I just kill them every time. Just headshot them. But,
I see.
I don't know. But yeah, this is a huge round for WinFakt right here. They gotta win this one. Can't let Navi get comfortable.
Here comes Zeus up the ramp. He's going to nade into white walls.
Edward actually spams Lurpus to 55 through the wall there at mid. Gigatus actually gets a pick at alley. That's a really huge pick. It's not too easy to pick Essen in an alley. If there's any spot on train that's hard to get a pick at, it's usually
now
one spot.
Markov's holding that.
Yeah, Markov's actually falling back here. I think they know that Oh, WinFakt's making a little fake towards inner. Zeus knows that they're not actually coming inner though. He's about to clear it. Nasty. Oh, huge pick by Nasty right there. He's gonna draw the rotate from Markloff and... Oh, Markloff isn't actually moving. Starks is still holding inner.
Oh, and Edward pushes up middle and gets a kill straight onto Aslak without taking any damage, I think. Which really evens things up. And then
Markloff
does a
with a
ridiculous
huge
shot.
pick. Nice trades by Basic and Nasty though. Starks, like, again, he's always left in these situations by himself with an op, and it's so depressing because I know why he has an op, because they really like double opping on train, and he's really
gonna go
good
for
at
it though
it.
this time.
Yeah, it's just so hard to win these rounds, you know, with an op. It's really hard to run around and kill people.
Oh, how did Basic not kill him there?
He's
Okay, he's
actually
gonna
saving
save
now.
now.
Nasty should really just go and cut him off right now, yeah. So he's gonna go do that. Nasty should be able to get up to him and kill him.
Well, except that he didn't go up, so...
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Nasty would have chased him down, but I guess they want to not lose all their money. Right now, it's more important for the T's to keep their money than to take the little bit of money that Starks will lose. Alright, so here's another round. Like, this is another round where you can't just win one on a train and then lose the next, because then it just puts you right back where you were.
Okay, so Markov has an AWP again.
Looks like they're doing the similar shot where Jigatis is just going to go work alley. That's one thing that I talked about with Lurpus about, is Jigatis is that guy that you can kind of just send to a spot, and he won't die, and he'll get you those picks, which is really big for this team. Because before they never really had that guy they could just send by himself to hold an area, like, efficiently, like a lot of other teams have.
The thing is, for Navi, I mean, WinFakt, I mean, I've talked to Lurpus tons about the concept of trying to, like, neutralize Markov by attacking him in specific ways to push him into bad positions for him. But even if you know that that would be a good idea, it's very difficult to do it. And, like, I don't even know if their team is, like, well-rounded enough that they could actually force that to happen. So I think they just have to live with the results of what happens. Like, he might have to get his numbers and just try and win by killing the other guys.
Well, it's even harder on this map on CD Train because there's so many places he can move to. It's kind of hard to isolate him. I think the easiest way to isolate Markov in this round, in this map, is to kill Essen in an alley. It really puts him in an awkward position then. He can't just op around the backside, you know?
And Aslak was unable to get a shot off onto the guy on 6 train there.
Edward playing in the Cove side.
Starrick's in spawn at the moment. This is where Markov's at his best, this range here, where he can just dance around and rape through the wall, Jesus. Did you see that?
No, I saw the
He just,
guy
like,
die.
landed and instantly no-scoped him through the wall.
Yeah, Markov is probably the best CT train operator.
And they've got the bomb down now as well. I mean, he's the best CT train operator ever, let's face it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a long time where Fraud had that title, and then Markov literally came up in Fraud's grill and just, like, said, nah, I think I'm the best now, mate. He's like, I will show to Fraud something new.
Something different. And then he raped the fuck out of him.
And then sadly, the guy from SK uploaded that video at, like, 8-bit quality or some shit in order of Fraud's face.
Zeus is actually holding off the inner
Ooh.
right now.
And that kill was absolutely clean. And now he's going to get a second one as well. He doesn't, but he rapes them as they're going round. Starrix is
Nasty's
in the back of the
getting the
site
bomb
already.
down right now. I mean, that was a really weird entry to the site. They're really hurt. Aslak really needs to hit some nice op shots. There's one.
Ooh, he's getting spammed to fuck. He has 10 health now. Jigatus, well, that's pretty much round. He's not even going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a smart play. He had no chance of winning that round. If he had 100 HP, that would
That's 5-1.
Yeah.
That's also why it's so hard to attack that inside site. Because you want to go to the... Like we were talking about with SK, where they have so many skilled players, so you're trying to pick the weakest site. It's not really that weak. With Navi, it's like doubly so. Like
Starks is not quite as
Zeus's
good as
best position,
Markov.
you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice pick by
Edward's going to get into the tower though. Ooh, I think he got spotted there by Aslak on the pop dog train, which is actually a good idea to stay on the ground if that's so, and just do like a crossfire type angle where he has to go through you. Now they're going to go down the pop dog, it looks like. I do think Aslak has to do this though, because Aslak does actually have the style of flick shooting fast style, which at least has a chance versus Marklov, whereas like the slow and steady trace fraud style, like as we've seen, just doesn't work because the speed of the shot isn't fast enough.
Yeah. Marklov definitely knows his sensitivity and his timing of how to shoot the op way too good for people that like to just take their time and aim.
So I mean, if you're like Aslak, then you have to just like get into like a gunsling battle, and wow, he just wrecked him through that box there.
Really random by Zeus. And C9 comes in to clean up. So 6-1 for Na'Vi. I mean, this is probably what we kind of expected to see on this map.
I think the problem for WinFakt is that they need they need a string of like 3 rounds in a row, and it has to come within the next 2 to 3 rounds.
I mean, people have been trying this forever to like do that nade to Edward. You know, like people that play Cove, they try to... Tees will sometimes try to nade stack him and kill him or just hurt him up a lot. And Edward never actually runs down the side of the 6 lane. He always runs to the left. He never, like, so the nades never actually do anything to him. I've seen a ton of different teams try to do it.
That range is just so sick for his style of shooting as well.
Yeah.
Like, he'll just brutalize people when they run at him in that range. Especially the speed that he fires at. Ooh, Nasu saw someone there, but wasn't... well, he might have been too blinded by the smoke, but it looked like he saw him and just didn't fire.
So Starks is actually set up in a pretty good spot here. It's going to come down to a battle between him and Aslak, I think.
Straight away, Starks takes him out, and then Zeus just batters them as they come down that ramp again. Zeus at that... well, let's see what happens here on this little bit first.
Starks just running up on him.
Okay, so the last guy's Gigatus at upper. Right, when Zeus is in that sort of range there, where he just wants to spray on the guys coming down the ramp, him and Taz, if you just looked at their raw aim and their raw skill, most people probably wouldn't say they were that amazing, but in that particular position, they're just bananas at being able to just kill people who run down there, or at least do tons of damage to like 2 or 3 players.
Yeah, I mean, I think both times that they try to take in, Zeus has really fucked them up a lot. Getting at least 1 clean entry and then living. The most important part about playing Inner on Train is, yeah, it's good to get those multi-frag rounds, but even if you just get 1 and you live, it's really annoying for the Ts, because they don't get that charade, they don't feel confident, you know, entering the site.
It's like Marklov told me after they won the World Championship, he goes, I'm so happy, because I know that Zeus can rape that position. See,
nice
the best thing is Marklov has like... he's a bit like that player Cooler in Quake, where his English is so funny that like it makes it better what he's saying. Like he'll say a weird word, but it makes like the phrase cooler, you know? Like it sounds more badass.
No pun intended. And there's
Starks is just like, oh, I'm still in this team. Do you remember that, guys?
Starks is that guy that kind of sits back quietly, but he'll, you know, occasionally have those huge games.
Well, it's like I literally call it the Starks effect whenever I'm trying to give the analogy of having a third best player on your team who every now and then can be the best player. And so it just like takes so much more of the load off like your star players when he can just go nuts every now and then. And it's not even demanded of him. He just does it when he's on. Although I think people have exaggerated how often he does it. I think he does it like 1 in every 10 maps, but people seem to think he does it every time.
I think him and Marklov had maybe the biggest final impact on them in 2010. Edward never really, like, Edward to me doesn't seem like a huge final player. Like, he does good, but...
Well, I mean, he won 1 million pistol rounds.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Like, the funny thing is, if you look throughout history, there's not actually that many players who were, like, definitely amazing on all